Alhamdulillah wa salatu wassalam ala rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Dear viewer of Salam Television, welcome you to another episode of the Alhidaayah show that comes to you every Thursday from 3 to 4 o'clock. My name is Muhammad Sekalala, your host for the show. And in this Thursday episode, we always look at Islam and society. What defines the society in which we are living in. Today is the 16th of Shawwal. The year is 1445. That corresponds with the 25th of April 2024. Like I've mentioned, today we are looking at Islam and the societies in which we are, and we are on the campaign, the mission to see that our families that have today been defined by a lot of instability, a lot of upheavals, what role can we do as people that have something to share with you? And joining us on this journey is Hajat Kachama Zaitun, who I'm going to request to say salam to you, then we can start the discussion, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum
You're welcome, viewers. Thank you for keeping it there. We hope that we are able to help ourselves in this journey.
Ameen. Thank you very much. So, dear viewer, today there's like the topic is indicated on the screen, Islam and cross-cultural marriages. I want to remind our viewers that this is going to be a continuation of the show we had last week, where we looked at Islam and cross-cultural marriages, which our guest defined as to mean any marriage that goes beyond the race, tribe, even the boundaries in which you find yourself located in. So we had a very interesting discussion then that goes to the extent of telling us that Islam supports and encourages inter or cross-cultural engagements, relationships, where Allah in Surah Hujurat chapter 48 verse 13, where he says that all mankind have created you out of a male and female gender, and then separated you into races and tribes or nations. But for what reason? To know one another. The best of you amongst, or in the sight of Allah, is one who is most pious. And then the Messenger Muhammad also mentions that the Arab is no better than a white, neither is a white better than a black. So it goes to the extent of showing you the respect, the attention that Islam pays to cross-cultural relationships and dealings. In the last show, we looked at what are the good things you can get in a cross-cultural marriage, and we looked at the fact that the Messenger Muhammad encourages us that if a male person or a man comes into your home, you're the father, you're the mother, and this person has Islam, and then their character is one that is good, please marry them or marry your daughter to them. And then also the Messenger tells us that if you're a man and you're looking for qualities of a woman to marry, look at the wealth, the beauty, the family background, but pay focus or attention on the religious aspect. So it tells you that if all factors are constant, then there should be no reason as why you shouldn't go for a white, you're a Muganda, shouldn't go for a Mcholi, for a Mchiga. And also our guest told us some of the advantages, the benefits you get, like adventure, nice meals, learning from one another, and a lot that we discussed then. So I'm going to request Hajat in a few minutes, inshallah, to say a word or two on what some of the good things that we can add onto the cross-cultural marriage. Then we go into the second part of the topic, which is to do with before you go into that marriage, what should you look out for? Thank you very much.
You're welcome. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahil kareem. We continue to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his blessings, continuous and enormous blessings that he gives us. We can't really measure them. And we pray that He's very merciful to us. We pray that He forgives us the mistakes that we make as human beings. We also pray that these blessings that He has given us are long-lasting or life-lasting. I usually pray for that because testing can be nice. You know, you test something and then it goes away. It truly is a challenge. But we pray that Allah, the blessings that You've given us are lifelong, and we pray that You give us more, because we are human. We are never satisfied, like you've mentioned. We want to send blessings and peace to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam for the guidance. He endured and he delivered the message, and here we are enjoying the best blessing in nature, Islam. So we pray that Allah rewards our Prophet, and we pray that we are among the people who are going to be in his group at the end of this life. We are discussing important things. We are discussing topics that are probably challenging or people are not ready to discuss because they are very sensitive. When you want to annoy somebody, you talk about their culture. You want to touch a sore button on somebody, you just say something you're not very sure about their culture. So culture is very, very important, and we hope that we are able to hold and maintain and preserve our cultures, because it is a beautiful identity. It is a beautiful thing to have culture. Last week we were trying to see what are the good things that come with us going into the other groups of people, and we get ourselves spouses. The truth is, advantages are made. You will be able to overcome certain things or certain myths that have been put by you choosing to probably build your own culture in your intercultural marriage, because there are a number of myths that we have, or there are certain stigmas that have been put down. For example, if you marry a half caste, you just have to ensure that your wallet is always not smiling, but it is laughing. There is a belief that these people can truly use cooking oil, but you love the good food, and good food is usually accompanied with a cooking oil. So we want to encourage you. Yes, it's important to, at the end of the day, build a culture for your family. I wanted that to come out very clearly. No matter where you are coming from, it's important to have a culture for your family, that the secular laws, for us, this is what we believe in, this is what we do, and this is what we don't do. But otherwise, choosing a partner from other places of the world is going to put you in a class of people who are showing the strength of Allah, because it is like we are bringing on other tribes or other cultures, new things. Because, for example, a black person or a dark-colored person like me, if I went ahead and got married to a white man, we are going to produce a child who has another color. You know, when you look at the Americans, the Americas, today in America there were indigenous Americans. These people are pink. They have they're not white, but they're not black. They have that color. Now, when the other races came in, today we have Americans coming in so many shapes, so many colors, so many sizes, and so many. So we are enlarging, we are widening the diversity. So the choice becomes wider. So we are bringing in more cultures, hoping that they are good. We are bringing in more new people, new colored, new shapes of people, because it's just genes dividing, and Allah's creation continues to develop.
So in other words, it also gives meaning to the fact that we are from the same origin, the first man, Adam alayhi salam. So in cross-culture marriage shouldn't be a problem, because we all come from the same origin. Actually,
when they were teaching us, when Allah was creating Adam, he sent one of his angels to the earth.
The earth, yes.
And he told him to bring 3 types of soil. The red, the dark, and the white.
Yes.
Okay, so that is why we all come in these ranges, those tones and those shades. So to me, intercultural marriages are just showing the might of Allah. We continue to exhibit the strength of Allah and His, you know, diversity. The ability of, just like you would get the trees and then you add an orange with maybe a tangerine.
The grafting.
Yes, it's the grafting. So you have an orange and then a tangerine and then you get another orange. Most of the time it is a good taste, but sometimes it's not that good. So that.
So, dear viewer, that was just a recap or preamble, a small flashback on what we had the last time. Hajat has indicated that when you go into cross-cultural marriages, you're just giving life to the verse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that mentions in Surah to Rum, chapter 30, around verse 21, where it says that وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُمْ ومن آيات خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم إن في ذلك لآيات للعالمين. That among his signs is that he created the heavens and the earth, and then واختلاف ألسنتكم, and then there's a difference, there's a variance in your tongue and colors. That is a sign for those who are people of understanding, people of knowledge. And so you shouldn't fear, you shouldn't if you're sincere. Islam is about seeking the pleasure of Allah, sincerity in what you're going to do. You have taken your precautions well, and then we hope and pray that shouldn't be a problem going for intercultural or cross-cultural marriages. So Hajat,
yes,
today we want to look at, given cross-cultural marriages is encouraged, is allowed in Islam. There is no express provision that says a Muslim should, an Arab should get married to a black. Neither should a Nyankole get married to a Muganda. But Islam also, in one of the provisions, says, do not take yourself, or do not, la yukallifu Allahu nafsan, that Allah does not place a burden upon someone. So Islam gives you the free will to first of all weigh the options available at your disposal.
Hope now, people do.
Hope they do.
Hope they truly
Perhaps
do.
we can help them. So today I want to help them in the process of making this choice of me going into that cross-cultural marriage. What are some of those red lights? What are some of those impediments they should be willing to overcome, or they should be willing to get ready to face head on, to endure in the case
you know ultimately,
yes, please,
whether I'm a Muganda marrying a Muganda, somehow we the fact that we are coming from different backgrounds,
yes, please,
different parenting, and we come in with different cultures, because it may not be based on the tribe per se.
So in other words, let me help my viewer to appreciate the fact that marriage is not a bed of roses, and therefore in the discussion we are going to make, we are going to have what we call the general factors that apply to regardless of the race or the tribe. That before you get into this marriage, this is obvious, or there are some things you should look out for. But then there are also those specifics that these problems are common to us all, but the moment you go into cross-culture, these are specific that you should be ready to contend with. Yes,
yeah, so when we go to the normal or the common understanding of intercultural marriages, meaning that I'm from Buganda, I've gotten married from maybe to a West African.
Yes.
The definite thing, number one, is discrimination is going to be accompanied with this. Because the truth is, you will never be assimilated into a culture that is not yours. No matter how hard you fight, you can never be a white. And even when you bleach, even when you go into the machine and they change your hair and your skin, somehow you will always have the black in you. You have the African. Actually, there's a saying that was saying that character is like pregnancy. Your culture is like pregnancy. You may not be able to hide it. You may not be able to hide that I'm coming from Western Uganda. No matter how well educated you will be, there are certain slips with just the language. You know, just the way you pronounce certain words will give you a way that you are coming from a certain area. So it may not be discrimination per se, because discrimination is the extreme, maybe, but you will always have that line showing that you don't belong here. Yes, you don't belong here. And in marriage, whereby we know that you don't come in alone. Remember, you're going to spread into the families of each other. Yes. So you have in-laws coming in, you have parents, paternal uncles, and whoever coming in. They may not be recipient as maybe your husband. You probably, the two of you have agreed to be together, but there will always be some elements of people in their families of either side that are not comfortable with someone coming from another side of the country or the other side. So
either of the two spouses should be ready.
You should always be very sensitive and ready to be mocked. You'll be mocked, you'll be, backbeaten, you'll be abused. But this
slight mistake you make,
exactly,
they say, no wonder.
So this is usually the first thing that someone will face is discrimination. Sometimes it will even be psychological, to the extent that even when someone keeps quiet without saying anything, you'll be like, probably they're keeping quiet.
Actually, because I can imagine you're the only black in a family of 10 whites.
Yourself, you probably yourself have discriminated yourself. It's like you a set of glasses and you are in the middle. You're not that color. We will want to remove that and the color of that, and then put the glass that fits there. So discrimination is a challenge that you have to be ready for, and it is a very, very big challenge, because all of us in this world would want to fit in. We are all looking for spaces where we fit in. It is important for a person to have a group of people that they relate with, that they have common, common values and common goals and common beliefs. So when you choose to go to another race, another culture, another place, just know that this will keep coming to you, and you have to have a very hard shell so that you can be able to survive. And this goes even to your children. This follows, because it is general. It's because your color is going to come through your children. And you, for example, the colored children, if they are taken to a school of whites, they are going to find racial challenges. This we've seen, those who watch movies, especially the American movies, where we have the racial wars, the racial fights, the gangster stuff, whereby you are going to find a certain culture hitting another culture, blacks beating a white, Russians beating Chinese, simply because of the difference in culture. So it usually comes, especially where we've not been able to grow morals and good manners in our culture. I think with Islam, yes. So the conclusion of all this, the conclusion of all this is, I think Allah saw this. It is why He gives us Islam, because Islam is the global culture. Islam is a culture that is going to take us all in. All right, and then we shall all settle in, and we have nothing to worry about. Okay.
As we are going to the break, what other challenge or hotspot or red flag should someone look at before they go into this cross-cultural marriage?
Yes, please. Okay, so just like in relation to discrimination, is a challenge of identity. People who have cultures that have either been mixed or they are trying to fit in other cultures, they usually have a challenge of either losing their identity or wanting to, they have to use a lot of energy to show that they also are here. For example, even here in Uganda, for example, if you are working, for example, in an organization, and you come in as a Muslim, and then you are in an organization that has maybe mostly Christians, you are going to see a number of things coming in, good or bad, because of you being a Muslim. You as a Muslim, you are, I suppose, you have a lot of work to do to ensure that your identity, you are identified, you are recognized, you are, you are, given what you deserve, basing on being a Muslim. Today you see what is coming in these days, whereby organizations today are giving us iftar, they are giving us Ramadan packages, we are getting Eid breaks. These are good things that are probably coming in because of the culture of Islam being there. But yes, they've not been there, and we've been in places whereby a Muslim doesn't matter. For example, someone coming in as an Asian is we have cultures, for example, in Buganda here, we don't want to mention the tribes, whereby the Muganda will not want to associate with a person coming from a certain region. Your parent is like, don't dare bring me anybody coming from that side of the country, basing on maybe the history, maybe myths. For example, let me share this, because me, I come from Chagwe, and
that's Mukono area.
So for us, the people who come from Chagwe, they say we are night dancers. We are cannibals. We eat people. Oh, wow. You understand, eh? But up to today, I'm now a mature person. I've not met.
We had of stories where is it in Mabira Forest? They call them Muriasokas. You disappear in that forest, you're never to be seen.
Actually, the Muriasoka is not even about disappearing. Hey. They eat the firstborn. Now, these are stories that we hear, though sometimes on radio you will hear a raw story, someone saying that it has really happened to that person. So these people have a culture where the firstborn is eaten. I hear. So you go to visit Jaja, and then the baby is playing around there, and then the baby disappears. You understand?
So the one who should go for this cross-cultural marriage should be willing and ready to.
So you need to be ready to fight for your identity. Otherwise, your identity might disappear. If you're not very strong of character. And this is happening a lot to Muslim girls. Muslim girls, this is a call. Many of our girls are choosing to go for Christian men, because Christianity is also a culture. And these people as human beings probably are not bad as a human being. But when it comes to faith, they believe in different things from what we believe in. So many of our girls today, even those who are putting on hijab, people who are very vigilant when it comes to prayer, you will find yourself, declining. Your culture as a Muslim person, your dress code, your cooking style, the way you associate with people is going to be overtaken by the male's culture, because the male is usually the leader of the family. And the other thing that is also important, men, the ladies that you marry are the ones who are going to raise and nurture your children. All right? So if, for example, I am a Muganda and you, my husband, are white, okay? Remember that I'm going to spend most of the time with the children. So my culture is going to easily seep into our children, because I'm the one who is always with the children. So today we have many families, apart from the English that comes in from school, many families have children who don't know their father's language. They are
identity crisis. They even don't know either of the parents' languages sometimes.
Now that is now school, most of the time school overtaking us, or parents choosing to use a certain language in the home, especially English. So we are having children today that don't know either language of either the dad or the mom, which is not a good thing. I believe that these two important people in the family should ensure that our children know our languages, and then they are going to add more languages as they grow. So identity is at stake. Okay. It's at stake.
I think in the interest of time, we are going to have a very short break, and then we shall be coming back to conclude this discussion. All right.
Eno ye Salam TV.
A new day, new dreams. Frost form, you turn my life around. My mama says it's comfy, fine, durable. Frost form gives you quality.
You're welcome to the Rose Farm family, where you find every mattress you've ever thought about. Rose Farm, a world of beautiful dreams.
Can I borrow fuel? Biggie money, can I borrow renty? Manager, give me some caloni. Okay, what about 5K?
Tagaloni oina MTN Momo we sortinge kozesa Momo app obanyika star emumu kagatano star tano hash okufuna loni ya mango londa koloni ekukolera okuva mu loni zebike byenjawulo eziva mu bannaffe betukolagana nabo nga tuli wamu tewali kitulema.
Explore, enjoy, and dance to the latest content, beats, and kawozi from Uganda and beyond. Simply go to your Play Store or App Store right now, find Afro Mobile, download it straight to your phone, and get started. Is it TV you want? Simply open the app, click on TV, select the channel you want, and watch live. Are you busy right now? Then check out On Demand or enjoy in your free time. Afro Mobile. The future is now.
Tata Jona, Landi Road Yarawuna to get the Yakonkona. Hey. Tusawo kubera mu duka lwakite tugenda mu Infotrust Property Consultancy ne tutandika mpola. Infotrust Property Consultancy bali nettaka ku nguudo zonna n'ebibuga byonna era nga poloti zaabwe zitandikira ku miliyoni 3.5 ezitali za kyapa so nga teze ekyapa zitandikira ku miliyoni 12 era bakkiriza n'enkola eya kibanja mpola. Infotrust basangibwa Kamocha Kira Road poloti 87 nga wakava ku Rubis Petrol Station. Essimu noti 7 noti 9 98 19 37 oba 077 Asatumubbiri 23 noti 5.
Infotrust for the humble beginners.
Boom Chakala! Grab a Rock Boom, check under the cap, energize and win smartphones, flat screen TVs, Rock Boom gear, motorbikes and millions. I mean millions of cash. What you see is what you win. Boom Chiki. Boom Chakala.
YPA olunaku lwa annual general meeting ey'abamemba ba YPA Gods Investment Project lukyusiddwa okuva ku Sunday ne ludda ku Friday nga 3 Ogwokutaano 2024 era n'ekifo kikyuseemu tugenze mu kifo ekigazi ku Independence Grounds e Kololo nkiddamu olukiiko lwakubeera ku Independence Grounds e Kololo mujje twegazaanye memba wa YPA naawe atali memba mwenna mwanirizibwa okuyingira ebyokulya n'okunywa byonna bya bwereere jangu yigo kulima n'okulunda okw'omulembe obutale ekisumuluzo ekigulawo ebittavu mu bitongole bya gavumenti eddagala lyonna ery'obulimi n'obulunzi lyakubaawo ku bbeeyi esaliddwako biwagiddwa Uganda Development Bank, National Planning Authority, National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board, Outspan Primary School, Little Diamond Kindergarten, Dan Ketchup Stores, Break Property Link, Infotrust Property Consultants, JB's Tailored Fashions, Nested House Investors Protection Unit, tosubwa YPA Annual General Meeting ku Friday nga 3 Ogwokutaano 2024 ku Independence Grounds e Kololo. YPA
Eno ye Salam TV.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Dear viewer, welcome you back from the break. This is the Alhidaayah show that comes to you every Thursday from 3 to 4 o'clock. And on Thursdays, we are looking at Islam and the society in which we live in. And of particular interest, we are looking at the journey to having a model Muslim home, the journey to have that exemplary and home that is happy, that can be the pride of our communities in which we are living in. We have discussed a series of topics, but today we are looking at Islam and cross-cultural marriages, where we are joined by Hajat Kachama Zaitun. Before we went for the break, we are looking at what are some of the considerations, those red flags we should be ready to
endure. The word is endure. Otherwise,
if you go into this cross-cultural marriage, number one, we have noted this discrimination, which of course it might be the passive discrimination where it is not outright, but you yourself didn't fit in well. And then also there's the issue of the identity crisis, both on the children and you, the spouse, that goes into this. But emphasize the fact that Islam encourages. So you should be ready to endure, because Islam doesn't stop people from getting into these cross-cultural marriages. So Hajat, as we are starting the second part of the show, what other red flag should I, who is intending to go into this enterprise called cross-cultural marriage, look forward to enduring?
Actually, another thing that we need to agree upon is these are challenges that we will never have a solution to, because culture is not something someone is going to stop.
Of course.
You know, someone is going to be a Moganda forever.
You can never modify it.
So it is, it's going to be challenge after challenge after challenge. So, which is why I keep saying that the word is endurance. Like, as you're healing from this, expect something that is going to be coming in due to the cultural differences. And you have to have a very, very big shell, whereby you come to a point and are like, I'm not bothered. And it's not so easy, because most people really fail at getting to that level of I'm not bothered. Yes. So the other challenge that is going to come in is what we call communication, and this is via mostly language. We all know that cultures come with different languages. All cultures have their own languages. So I have a family that I know where the wife is a Monyoro and the husband is a Mosoga. Now, this lady does not speak any other language apart from her language.
Lusoga.
Lunyoro.
Lunyoro, yes.
Yes, that is a Mnyoro. So somehow, but I know how the children learned Lusoga. I'm yet to find out. But this woman is always communicating in Bunyoro.
That you know, language is one of Allah's miracles. So you never wonder, because imagine a kid can listen and then digest, and then from nowhere you see them start talking.
The magic is this child is going to learn the language that is available.
That is available, yes.
If I was born in Sudan, I would be speaking Dinka, one of those languages there. So the language that this child is surrounded with is what the child is going to speak. If you leave your child with maybe a Lugbar maid, your child is going to speak Lugbar. That is what
I want to maybe I don't know whether I can disprove, because I don't know whether it is it's age specific, because I know of a family where the man is a Muganda and then the lady is from the Langi, she's Langi. And then for the kids that were 5-6 years above, they failed to master the Langi language, right? But it is the language of communication from age 6 to when they are over 20.
In the home?
In the home. And
something happened.
But anyway, what
you have to investigate.
What I had discovered is English was the
in northern families, most of the time they use more English than their language.
But it was interesting that when the relatives from the mother's side or from the lady's side come, they speak Langi, and even most of the house helps.
But when the people who matter to the child are communicating to the child, the language that they use with the child is what this child is going to pick. Now, when it comes to language, one of the things we even have today is the fact that we have people who have not mastered any language. So we have children, or we have people who cannot communicate well in their local language, local Luganda. Someone cannot communicate even in English. Someone cannot communicate even in her mother's language, simply because they've been given small doses of each. There is no particular language that has been cited.
Cross-cultural marriages also greatly affect
the mode of communication via language, especially.
Actually, it is today's generation you find the student or a youth that have a clear language.
Exactly. And for us, when we were at school, I remember my English teacher said that when you hear someone speaking two languages at the same time, they know, I want to state as she said it, they know neither. I remember her saying that. If someone stands in the audience, except when they've been requested, because we go in some certain places that they are like, you can mix. I don't know if it has happened to you. You can mix, which is not a good thing. But my teacher, English teacher, told me that when someone addresses people and they use two languages at the same time, it means they know neither. So it means when when someone is using English and at a certain point needs a certain word, but they don't know it in English, they are going to put one format. So now this is degrading. It is kind of bringing some decline in the quality of the language. One of the things that cultures used to pause with is language. The richness of words, the richness of everything was the language.
Actually, so if I can also chip in a bit, you see even from the history, the Arabs, whenever a child was born, they would make sure they take them to the villages. And even that's what our messenger Muhammad had to do, and that's what was done to him. And then also what we call the 1980 generation parents, you find that their language is good because most of them grew up in the villages.
Oh, we used to go to the village for holidays, yes, and you're with Jaja.
Today, with the slums,
we are around, cartoons.
And now when you add the cross-cultural aspect of it, honestly, I think we are confused.
And I think we've even just gone just at the beginning of culture, because now I'm even remembering the cartoon culture.
The cartoon, yes.
We have children who have grown in the cartoon world. You understand? So this child cannot express themselves. No matter how many words they have, they cannot express themselves. So this is communication. When you are surrounded with so many languages, sometimes you fail to get one language that you can be able to communicate in. The other thing that is going to affect you is, whenever you want to bring most of the time when we want to nail a point, when you want to be understood, you really want to go to your mother tongue. And for us now, women who are emotional, when I want you to understand my pain, my excitement, I want my husband to understand me. So I usually will want to use my language. All right. Now this gentleman is from another culture. So I have a challenge of failing to express my innermost emotions, which is very, very key in relationships. It is very, very key for partners to truly get in deep inside each other and understand each other. So there are certain things that are going to remain unsaid. There are certain things that are going to remain unexpressed. You will not be helped. Certain challenges will not be solved, yet maybe the solution is just nearby, simply because you don't know how to express yourself. Remember when they used to tell us that if you go to a place, at least you learn how to ask for food. The basics, where is the toilet? Okay, so that at least those the basics, so that you can be able to survive those few days. Now, when it comes to lifelong, you've committed yourself to somebody, and there are some things you cannot say. You know, there are some things that are so special to you, but you cannot express. Sometimes it's not even the bad or unhappy things, but it could be happiness.
Anyway, I think like you know, the kind of people we are talking to here. I think the educated class, which I think communication wouldn't be a problem because of the English they have. But looking at someone, I don't know whether so-and-so is from the north, and then they came to Kampala to do business, and then they get a crush on this Muganda lady, and then they marry her. I don't know what communication, and both of them are people who didn't go to higher
the beauty about maybe the platonic relationships or the romantic relationships, we usually find a way. But we wanted to get into. Have you found someone? For example, if someone came in here and brought in a bag of money, 50,000 notes, and they're like, Muhammad, we want to thank you for the good work that you have done. Yes. There are people who will express their joy, and no matter how much English they know, they will get back to their Lord. Oh, you know, and you know, so
thank you very much.
So in their language, to really bring out that. So I'm trying to talk about those places where you are seated with your partner, and you want to really feel each other, and you are failing to communicate. The other thing that we could wind up on communication is. There are times when you might use certain words that mean a certain thing in another language.
Didn't I tell you the same case last week where we were going somewhere, and then that's
Kasheshe, and then for you you're going to Kasese.
Yeah, you thought we were going to Kasese.
Exactly. So sometimes it might even be life and death. Someone tells you that when they come, keep quiet. Keep quiet. And then there is a certain word that says when they come, open the door open. Wide. Wow. You understand? So there will be communication challenges.
In Uganda we have the shtamao in the Western languages, and then stamao in Uganda is different. So you find it's going to have a problem, and I think it is up to the spouses to agree.
The language that is going to...
Or they should make any effort to so that they...
Yeah, but we are talking about... actually, we've mentioned it, that no matter how clever you will be, the only rescue is choosing to be Muslims. Only because these will always come in. I wasn't meaning that also you. I did, you know, you always have to explain yourself. You have to be taught new things.
We have about 10 minutes to go. I think we can have one point that my viewers should look forward to when they decide to go into this cross-cultural marriage. I'm a Msoga. I want to get married to an Aluru. I'm looking I want to get married to Muganda. I'm a Karamoja. I want to get married to, you know, there are those, I don't know whether we used to call them in history, ethnic groupings. That is a Hamite, and Karamoja can get married to a Muteso because they are slightly related. A Luo can get, and actually can get married to a Langi. Those ones are slightly related. But talking about crossing now, this.
Yeah.
From Lango to Buganda, from Buganda to West Nile. What are those red flags they should be ready to? You said endure.
The word is endure, and the other word that is a constant is maybe a lot of first, a lot of growth. All the other time you need to be very forgiving, you need to be very sensitive, you need to learn. You should be teachable, because you'll be learning new things every other day. You'll be annoyed every other time. You'll be meeting new people who don't understand you. You have to be, you know, reintroduced every other time that this is my wife, and they're like, yes, she's my wife, and
imagine there are cultures that have tall people, and you.
So you know, your spouse has to put in a lot of energy to show these people that this person is also a human being, and I love this person, and this person makes me happy. Yeah. So it is a journey of so many ups and downs, but eventually, because marriage is usually at the end of the day about two people, so eventually the two of you will have to, you know, to craft a way so that you can have some harmony. And the other thing that is usually part of this is we find more comfort when we let go of so many of our relatives, of our friends, because they keep bringing in the things that we want to forget. They keep bringing in the discrimination that we are trying to run away. They'll bring in insensitivity. Someone will come in and they'll, you know how you come in as uncles or relatives, and then you want to speak your language, yet my wife doesn't understand that language. So at the end of the day, for this couple to be happy, they usually have to cut themselves off their families, which is not a good thing. And this has brought us what we call dilution of norms and culture. You know, there are so many things that are getting diluted. You know, cultures, like we mentioned, had a lot of wealth. Every tribe, every culture had their food, had their dance, had their language, had their drinks, had their way of life. But because of love, in quotes, we are choosing to compromise. We are choosing to let go of the cultural things that have maybe brought us up, and we are like, me, even though you don't kneel, it is okay. You know.
It is, you're very lucky to find a Muganda lady kneeling.
Actually, me, I do it provocatively. I will find you sekalala in the middle of the street. You're even younger than me, and I will kneel.
Something interesting of it. There are even some ladies who know how to kneel to, and the one not to kneel for. So
yeah, because it was wealth. You would choose to give this respect to somebody. You understand? Actually, if I saw you and I don't like your in-law and I don't like you, I don't kneel for you. I don't give you water, because it's culture in Buganda to give.
There's a lady I know, when she meets some slightly aged person, she kneels down. When she finds age means.
Now that is probably okay, but when it comes to the marriage bit of it, culture can be it can be an arm. Because when you're culture, you're bringing in the respect bit of it. Because when I respect your culture, it is a sign that I have accepted you, I truly, truly love you. So if you are a Muganda man and I'm a Munyankole woman, and you're bringing in your mother, okay? So me kneeling for her and being humble and bringing in the Buganda, the Toke, is a sign that I've accepted you and I'm taking you in. So culture was a good thing for all of us. Let us try to stick with some bits of it that will help us. That if we choose. But in conclusion, Islam will neutralize all this. So let us choose to be Muslims before our tribes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dear viewer. Time can never be enough to exhaust whatever we would want to talk about. But the most important bit of it is that Islam encourages and allows cross-cultural marriages. Then, as to the ability, the capacity for you to endure and withstand the challenges that come with it, it is up to you to decide. Hajat, here before we started this segment, she was saying the majority of us analyze and first evaluate our choices and options available on the table. The fact is, before you go the direction, the cross-cultural way or direction, then analyze, discuss the options on the table, talk to marriage counselors, make the research that is needed, and then you can now commit. Let this statement come out of your mouth for this lady, or let your heart fall for this gentleman who has come to you from a different culture, different race, when you have analyzed and appreciated what you're going in for. If you're a weakling, you won't endure this, then kindly, Islam loves that people live
within their
means. Right? And Islam, the most detestful and hated thing before Allah is divorce. After 2 weeks, after a month, you say, I didn't know these people are like this. But you still have the option of, what can I do? What should I be on the lookout for before I get there? So Hajat, in 1 minute as we are winding up, I'm already in this and I'm facing challenges. One word or two for me.
One word or two for you.
I'm already in this. I got married to a Mdinka, Mchotara, and I'm already facing what you're talking about. What should I do?
We've mentioned one. What is very important is you stick to the Islamic rules and regulations and jurisprudence. We have a Quran, we have a prophet who had a number of people from different races. Let us see how he was able to juggle. Number two, remember that you have a human being. Whether they are coming from wherever, all they will be doing, they are doing it because they are human beings. And number three, you also have your own mistakes and flaws that you're coming in with, and this other person is also trying to tolerate you or is learning to be with you. So let's all choose to take this journey together, and let's be objective.
Let divorce be the last.
Actually, divorce has not solved anything. Actually, today, I'm looking at divorce as one of the sources of most of the problems we have in our community. Divorce doesn't solve much.
Stay in there.
You juggle and we move, we grow. Eventually, you are a Muchotala with your Mudinka. Jaja is there, Jaja Brownie, and then Jaja Black. And then our children will enjoy.
Thank you very much. Viewer, I want to thank you for making the time to be with us, listening to us. We know we might not be experts in this, but we hope you can pick a word or two, like Allah encourages us in the Quran, that give glad tidings to those who listen to a lot and then pick out what is beneficial to them. We hope that you have benefited something out of this. Remember, you can catch a recap of this show on the YouTube channel of Salam Television, which you can always check out, inshallah. Till next time, I remain Muhammad Sekalala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum.
Eno ye Salam TV.
Adhan ngekutuswako.
Hotel Africana. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.
أشهد أن لا إله